Hola and bienvenidos everybody. My name is NittPicc. If you don't know who I am a flutist and a music educator who enjoys all types of music. Today's reaction is a Patreon request from one of my perfect fourth tier members named Zilbinian. What I'm checking out today is exciting because it's been a little bit since I've reacted to any kind of quote-unquote classical music, so we're reacting to the composer Max Richter, and the piece we're reacting to is On the Nature of Daylight, and the specific version we're checking out is from the Tiny Desk Concert from NPR. So I'm excited to check this out because I did a little bit of research before checking this out, and Max Richter actually studied with Luciano Berio, who I know who Berio is because he's written several sequenzas for vocal, instrumental, instruments in general, and there's a piece that is very common for flute players to learn called the Berio sequenza. It is not everyone's cup of tea. You can look it up. It is insane. Lucio Berio is a wild composer, which makes me think what I'm about to hear might be a little crazy for me, but I was told not to wear makeup, but I'm already wearing it, so I'm wearing it. I'm doing this as my last reaction of the night. So, and I'm just gonna jokingly say this, I don't cry at everything. I promise. I don't know. I don't get moved that easily. And if I do cry, just bring me back to this moment where remind myself that yeah, whatever. Anyway, I'm just excited to check this out because classical music. Anyway, let's jump right in. I don't want to pause this. This is beautiful. Like beautiful. Let me collect my thoughts for a second. So we have what looks like two violins, a viola, and two cellos. There's something about just it's like it's almost 2 minutes of just this circular, and what I mean by circular is it's the same theme rotating around. It's kind of like the thoughts ruminating in your head that you can't get out, and you're trying to get it out, but you just can't. And then finally one of the violins comes in. It's just, and it has a sense of loss, but almost like a release of tension in between. What's so interesting about this, though, at the same time, is that it's so human because you can hear the instrumentalist breathing for the phrase. I don't know, this part of my body, like where my heart, my rib cage is like, it feels like it's glowing because it's on fire, and I don't know what the reason behind that is, but there's something about this. Release of tension and then back to sadness. And then it changes here. Okay, I'm assuming another voice is going to come in, so I'm going to take a moment to kind of unravel what happened here. There's a level of minimalism that is occurring in here. Like I talked about earlier, there's this like spinning thought that is coming over and over and over again, spinning around in thought, and then the addition of the violin, the second violin, it almost feels like that thought, that deeper fear, maybe sadness, or that constant sadness is floating to the surface a little bit more. And it's just, notice how it's the same constant thought or melodic line over and over and over again, right? So you can hear it spinning and it just keeps going. But in the keyboard, there's this like the weight, right? We're gonna get through this, I promise. There's the weight of just like, if you already didn't feel like there was sadness with a little bit of hope, right? You add this there's this depth in the piano part that is in a sustained pattern, right? Playing these deep, deep chords that either can make you feel like there's a release, or you could feel like you're drowning. It's like two different feelings. Either way, it's pulling at something within me, and I can't quite put my finger on it of what it is. But yeah, so just because I want to hear the spinning middle violin part. Just listen to the dynamics and the strings. Wow, 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 wow. Okay. So, the name of the piece, On the Nature of Daylight. I want to do more research into the name of the piece, because I want to know, all composers have reasons for why they write such things in the way they do, and it's one of those things that I just really enjoy understanding why composers compose the way they do, why they did it, and just getting into their head and understanding it more. And because on the nature of daylight, like, listening to this, just, there's something about it that is so comforting yet so haunting at the same time. And it, as a human being on this earth, it's just like, if I'm thinking about the nature of daylight, like, imagine how safe you feel during the day, and how scared you can be, or how frightening it can be at night, no matter what your age. Even as a child, it's more frightening, but at night, as an adult, it can be scary. But like, during the day, where we feel safe, the world is alive, and yet there there are days where you're attending like a funeral, where you think moments like that shouldn't happen. We all know that people die. We all know that bad things happen, or people just pass of old age, or all that stuff. And but it kind of feels like it's playing along in the emotions of just thought. This is every single part of this is built on a repeated pattern. And where the repeated pattern changes, if it ever does change the pattern at some point, they all end up in a specific part where the harmonies line up, and it can be absolutely beautiful. Just think about life when, oh crap, give me 1 second, I'm sorry. When things in life line up just right, it's harmonious, it's melodic, it's beautiful. And then when things aren't going okay, it can feel dissonant. It can feel like it shouldn't be working together, but it still sort of fits. And that's what's funny in this piece. Everything still fits, even when some of the chords are quite not quite fitting together. This is absolutely beautiful. This makes me think of a lot of of music that I have actually like performed as a teenager and in college as a musician, because that's what I am. I'm having a hard time constructing thoughts. I'm so sorry. Music is one of those things that can just move you in different ways. And this one is killer. And it's so simple in the way it's done that it's so beautiful. I know this is gonna sound wild. I wish my band director was alive to hear this. My old high school band director. I feel like he would find this absolutely beautiful. He passed away a long time ago. So it's not recent. But I so sorry. I owe that man a lot because he and my old high school private lesson teacher, flute teacher, who's still alive. I owe them everything because of going into music, because of them. So, yeah. Just wow. Musically simple, but how it's constructed, complex, and the weight of his outlined bass in the left hand adds so much weight to it. Wow. Well, I'm not gonna say that I didn't try, but I tried to not get emotional, but I don't cry at everything. I promise. I don't get moved that easily. That I want to look into Max Richter more because of this. You can actually hear that in his compositional style, that you can tell he studied with Luciano Berio, which is crazy to me. Just, this is absolutely gorgeous, and I want to do more research into his music. 100%, just absolutely. Whew. But I'm glad that this was given to me by Zolbinian, and I hope I am not just absolutely ridiculous here, but yeah, absolutely beautiful. This composition, the way it's made, it's like thoughts are spinning in the mind constantly and everything just comes to the surface, and yet there's so much weighing on the soul at the same time. But I'm gonna go look up why this was composed or what the reasoning was, but if you know, please let me know down below. And as usual, I'd like to continue this conversation of music. Other composers, or what else do you love by Max Richter? Who are your favorite composers? Modern, old, whatever. Like, for instance, one of my favorite composers who recently died a few years ago, David Maslanka, one of my favorite composers. I feel like that was a big loss for the music world because his music's absolutely beautiful. If you've never checked him out, I would. But yeah, anyway, let me know what you think down below, and I'm going to go wipe my face and my tears. And yeah, before I go and before you go, if you like the channel, please like and subscribe. If you want to check out more, there's some links down in the description below for my Discord as well as my Patreon, where I can do reaction requests like these, and you can check out extra content as well. So yeah, I hope you're having a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next video. Peace out.